Yo, it's your boy Marcus and Morsini back with a video. Today we're doing our first part of this little series that I'm going to do on the comics in COD Mobile. I made a video a while back called like the COD Mobile comic situation, and I was basically just absolutely pooped on it, man. I was like, this is useless to the game. Why is this in here? What's the point of it? You know what I mean? And I did shed some light on how it could be good and whatnot, but overall I was just basically saying how much it sucks. So somebody commented saying, maybe you should read them and gave me some thoughts. So I was like, you know what? I'll turn it into something and maybe it'll be worth the time to read them. And yeah, here we are. So when you click on these, in my experience, if you click on any of these comic pictures here, like any of those pictures that you see, they don't load. Don't know why that is. Maybe it's just me. But you can't actually load those pictures up so you can get a closer view of them. So if I do figure something out about that, maybe I'll figure out and let you know. But until I do figure out, I don't know. Here with these comics, I think this is basically like a storyline of what happened since the release of the comics and maybe which season. So like they're named after the seasons, like Once Upon a Time in Rust. So it's named after that season. So I'm guessing that has character skins from that specific season. Radioactive Agent has like the Ghost Hazmat skin, right? That's what you're seeing right there. So I'm thinking what the Codm comics are is essentially, I believe the guy who commented on my video, on the Codm comic situation video that I made, he basically said like it's a foreshadowing or it kind of goes along with the theming of that season. And then it can foreshadow some things. So there'll be things you'll see in this comics right here that haven't come out yet. They basically leak like the next gun that's coming in the comics. Or they'll just be like themed around the season, and maybe there'll be something in there that's like cool to read. So in this very first season of comics, there are no words. I don't know what that is. Is that still comics? I never really read comics as a kid growing up, so I'm not too sure how that works, right? I'm not a big comic guy. My biggest experience with comics is Comic Book Men. I guess I don't know. I watched that show a few times. Other than that, I don't really know. I never read like comics, mangas, any sort of books to that degree. I read like Magic Treehouse back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's as close as you're going to get me to it. So I just kind of wanted to cover that spectrum. I do feel like if that is the case, right? If the guy, I don't remember who it was that commented on the video. He was commenting on a bunch of mine. If he's right that this does leak stuff for the future, that is pretty cool. Like, I think leaving little nuggets in something like this does make it more interesting, because some people out there really want to find that kind of thing. They want to talk about it, and it's cool to them. Now, me personally, after reading this first set, I'm kind of like, I get it. I get why they're doing it. I just don't know how time-consuming of a project is the Codm comics, because you could be working on... They've been doing this for 5 years. We just finally got League Play. You know what I mean? Like, why wasn't that guy working on League Play so that we could have got that and then work on these stupid comics? That's how I feel, right? It's hard for me not to feel that way. But, I'm trying to have some more perspective and look at it differently. You know what I mean? But I really want to just, like, shit all over it. So I'm trying not to do that. That's what this video is kind of about. So... here we got Mara, by the way, in this in the Hunt season 10 here. They gave Mara some absolute cannons. Okay, that's why I'm really reading the comics. That's why y'all are seeing this video. I'm just here for Mara's cannons. All jokes aside, I don't know what that's about. I don't really watch like anything like that type of thing. Like cartoons, we don't watch cartoons either. But I just thought it was funny that they just gave her some absolute milkers. Anyway, here, I think we see in the anniversary season, which I think is interesting. That's just the name of this comic season here. You kind of see a lot more Mara. So I'm assuming she came out in the prior season to the anniversary season and not this one. Because I feel like once you start seeing the characters in the comics, that means they are now in the game. I'm guessing that's their idea, right? When they make a comic book series here in COD Mobile, they're kind of outlining all the characters that will be in that season that are like new, and that's why they're there. I'm just spitballing, right? I have no idea. I have no facts to back this up. Feel free, if you've been reading the comics and you kind of got this figured out, drop a comment down below, because I have no clue. I'm just spitballing. Here we got Going Dark. Very good season of COD Mobile. if my memory serves me right. Maybe it wasn't. Right here, you got the Ghost Retribution skin right here, as you can see in 7.13 and 7.14. That's pretty cool, right? I think a lot of people really like the Ghost Retribution skin. So overall, that's a good skin to get in the game, and I think a lot of people are excited about it. And then the last one is Winter War. This one is got a lot of Adler. If you played Black Ops Cold War, that's the only way I know who Adler is. I think he was the villain in that game, but I'm pretty sure that's who that guy is with the sunglasses on. And then you got Captain Price in there. A little bit of, I guess, like Ghost Price and Adler going at it. That's what it's about. So I'm assuming Adler came in this season as like a character for the game. Pretty cool, right? I think if that's the case, and these kind of character entries that you see here that are new from and not in like the previous entries that you read about, that means they're like the new character for that season. So you can kind of use that as a frame of reference to go back if you're like wondering when did the Ghost Retribution skin come out. You'd be like, well, let's go back and look at the comics, and it's here. This is the first time we saw it, so maybe it came out in this season. Something to that effect. That's kind of what I'm getting at and going for there. You know, you see the CBR4 there. Did the CBR4 come out in Winter War? You know what I mean? Like, it's been in the game for a long time now. I mean, I've been playing this game a long time, so they all kind of blend together at this point. Outside of Season 1 and the current season, like, they all just, it's all whatever. But I feel like, you know, if the CBR came out in this season, then that's cool that they had that to show that. Overall, I thought it was pretty cool to kind of read it and kind of go through it. There's no words, so I guess it's not really reading. I'm just looking at pictures, but kind of figuring it's like a picture book for kids. I don't know. I'm just kind of going through it. I thought I would kind of talk about this. Like to hear some thoughts on comics as a whole. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you want to. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. It's been your boy Marcus from West City. I'm out of here. Peace.